I want it to be as natural as
I got
possible.
my Spurs jacket.
Yeah,
That's the
Spurs,
right thing.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay, the first question I'm gonna ask is just tell us a little bit about, you can go back as far as you remember, how Pastor Passmore came to start Tremont Temple. You know, if you remember like some of the things that happened.
And you got to speak loud.
What he told your mama, you know, just anything that from the start.
All right. Awesome.
Speak up.
As you know, Pastor Passmore, his name was Aljael Passmore. And Tremont was a mission. It was a few members of mission. For some reason, it was mission in the home. And so they called Dad to pastor this group. And when Dad accepted the church, it was no more than, what, about 5 or 6?
About 6.
About 6 members, but Dad had a passion and a vision for Tremont to be the church for young people, and people could just really come and serve the Lord. And what was so beautiful about it right now, that Dad never had a salary, never pastored church with a salary. I think in the latter years of his pastorate, I think then they started giving the anniversaries. Then he would,
Pastor's aid.
pastor's aid. Then he would in turn give that back. Oh, but when he give it back, but when he get home, Mom was gonna say, Pastor, why would you give that money back? But he felt the calling was so great, the church needed it. He wanted a place for where the church. Tremont had, Dad been through a whole, he went through a whole lot before we came to 787 G Street. Now, Sis may want to talk about before we came to 787 G Street, but en route to 787 G Street, to build the building on 787 G Street, before he got here, he went blind. But he had a vision to build a church. And in this vision, building the church, he told Charles Robinson and Sam Holland and the architect how he seen the church. Blind. Santec Limo Company struck the building. And so before we went in the building, his sight came back. Upon the sight coming back, he asked them, y'all didn't put everything in this building I asked you to. So that was heavy to me, because I said, well, you're blind. But Dad had a vision of which way the church gonna be. And I'm gonna let Sis talk, and I'll pick back up.
I can remember, I think I was about 8 years old, and we met in the home of Clifton Floyd and Francis Blanker. They lived over there across from Dora Miller Elementary School. And this is where we met every Wednesday night, where the kids would go out and play. And they would have a church, Wednesday night teachers and prayer meeting. And this went on for, it was about, like Ronnie said, about 6 or 7. Clifton Floyd, Francis Blocker, Miss Floyd, and I can't quite remember the others. And a bunch of kids. Tremont has always had a lot of children. The church was just brought up with children. And I can remember when we used to go, my father was a tall, good-looking, skinny man, tall, dark man. And he would dress and go, he could go to the courthouse. And Judge Fred Saman, all of them would come out of the judge's chambers to see Reverend Passmore. If they heard he was there, they would come out. He could go down to the jail